Hi everyone, I'm going to kick October off by telling you a horrifying story that will chill every small business owner out there to the bone. The dangers of relying on social media marketing only. So one thing that I say to my clients over and over again is how important it is for you to be building your own email list. And countless clients come back to me with, Jennie, I don't need an email list. I have thousands of followers on Facebook. And so many people focus solely on building their business through their social media following. And they forget that they don't actually own their followers. So you're at the mercy of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And if something happens, you're out of luck. And guess what? That's exactly what happened to me last week. I logged onto my Facebook account and discovered that every single post for the last 9 months was gone, deleted, erased, and I immediately felt super sick to my stomach. I mean, that would be an understatement. All of that content, all of that time, video, effort, everything that I put into it the past 9 months, poof, gone. So of course, I immediately contacted Facebook support and they told me that it was a known bug. It wasn't just affecting me, but that many other accounts on the platform had been affected as well. But they told me, unfortunately, there wasn't anything that they could do to restore my posts and that they were working to resolve the problem. Well, gee, thank you. But crisis averted, there is a happy ending. I logged into my Facebook account probably 7-8 days later and poof, everything was back. So, it worked out in the long run, but believe me, in the few days that everything was gone, a little disheartening to say the least. I was looking at a 10-year-old Facebook business page that was empty. And, the only reason that I didn't entirely panic is that I knew I have a very massive email list and that email list is mine. So even if it happens again, and hopefully it won't, then, I'll be okay. If I wake up one morning and my social media following vanishes again, then I still have a way to get in touch with current clients and prospects and, engage my audience. So believe me when I say that having a robust email list isn't an option, it's a necessity. So the tricky part, of course, is building an email list, right? So unlike Facebook, people won't just follow your newsletter, and they're not just going to hand over their name and email address, just because. And that's why I've found that hands down, the best way to build your email list and your business is by creating lead magnets. So, lead magnets are substantial pieces of content that provide your clients with genuine, valuable information. And so you might be thinking, how am I going to make money by giving stuff away for free? But it works, it really does, and this is how. So when most clients or customers find you online, they're probably not ready to buy from you on day one. Like with most customers, they need that warm-up period. They need that time to get to know you better, and you need that time to really show them who you are. They need to see that you're trustworthy, that you're knowledgeable, and you also want them to have the time to not only get to know you, but to like you and trust you. And in person, that might not be a very difficult task, as you can talk to them directly. But when you're online, it's a bit more complicated. And so you need to find ways that you can connect with them, but also prove yourself to them. And so some strategies include things like writing a weekly blog post or recording a podcast or holding webinars, or my favorite, giving away lead magnets to funnel them into your product and service offerings. So a lead magnet funnel really gives them that time that they need to start trusting you and wanting to work with you. So generally, clients will ask themselves 3 questions when they get to know a business. They'll first off, they want to know, what do you currently sell? right? And then you need to think about, what does your ICA, your ideal customer avatar, need to believe to purchase whatever it is that you sell? And then the third part is, what type of lead magnet will fully align with that product. And it's kind of like a jumping off place to get them into your paid product. So the bottom line is, a lead magnet should give potential customers a small win. So you want them to have that sense of accomplishment. And then by doing so, they'll want more, and that they'll happily enter your funnel and potentially become a paying customer. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I have a lot of lead magnets on my website, and that's for a couple of different reasons. One, I definitely believe in them, and two, I offer a lot of different services. And one of the reasons why I've been so successful in the virtual assistant digital marketing sphere is because I routinely give my customers a helping hand for free. If I can prove my knowledge and experience are valuable to them in a small way, then you know what? I can also help them in a larger way. And that really directly impacts my business's overall health. So let's take a few minutes just to look at some popular lead funnels, just so you can get an idea of what I mean. So I have a core lead magnet on my website. It's my How to Use a Virtual Team to Grow Your Business and Get Your Life Back workbook. And working in the virtual assistant sphere, I'm constantly fielding this question from potential clients. What is a virtual assistant? So simply put, a virtual assistant is pretty much like a real assistant who can take care of any number of tasks for you. The only difference is that they work remotely. And not only is this really ideal in today's world, but it can be a remarkable way to save money while still getting a massive boost in productivity that comes with having an assistant. And it pays to have someone who can take, lots of different types of tasks off your plate so you can focus on the big picture of your business. So the trick is that a lot of people, they don't quite know how to work with a virtual assistant or how a virtual assistant can save them time and money. And that's the purpose of my lead magnet. It lays out exactly what a virtual team looks like, how it works, what's in it for my ideal customer avatar to work with me. And it also gives them actionable things that they can put into practice immediately to give their business a boost. And it also leads them into my funnel, and I get their name and email address, and I get to nurture them more with even further great information that's really valuable for them. So it's a win-win. And it's the same situation with all lead magnets. So I have another lead magnet that helps people write their own business plan. It's a workbook that, really helps them plan out their entire year. So I'm a huge believer in writing out a business plan every January. It really helps me to organize my thoughts and ambitions and goals, and even look back at struggles to give myself a roadmap that can help me keep on track for the following year. So obviously a business plan can change, due to unforeseeable circumstances, but it also provides a decent framework for your business's future. And writing a business plan, it can be tough. I mean, it can. Many people have big ideas about what they want in their business, but they have a hard time putting it into words. And that's why I created this opt-in and why it's been so valuable. It really gives a framework to give your thoughts some shape. It's actionable, inspiring, and it gets you thinking about the future. And then when you put the business plan into play, then you start to think, I wonder what else could help me grow my business. And the last one I'll talk about is probably my most popular lead magnet. It's 8 steps to automating your client onboarding. It's a workbook and a checklist. And I get this question all the time because I have a really robust client onboarding system myself. So anytime I onboard a new client, most of the time they say, I want you to do that for my business. And bringing on a new client really should be a time of celebration. And it's often a lot of work. And I mean, there's so much that goes into it. There's emails that have to go out, contracts that have to get signed. You have to figure out, exactly what your business, plan is and strategy is. And it can become a major time sink. And that's why this opt-in has been so valuable to my potential customers. It shows them a way that they can save massive amounts of time in the future. And then they can take advantage of me if they need help setting up their own automated client onboarding systems. So it's pretty cool. I even did a full podcast episode on it, so you can check that out. And of course, I create tons and tons and tons of lead magnets for my clients. So I'm going to drop some links in the comments below because I really want you to check out some of these different lead magnets to kind of get inspired. So one of my favorites that I created for a client is a quiz. And this one's a bit different than most of the funnels that I create for myself, but goodness, this one has been so effective for my client. So this was one that I created for Simply Be Organized, and it's a really simple quiz that we offer her site visitors to figure out what's causing the clutter in their lives. And the result was not quite a downloadable opt-in, but certainly a lead magnet. So not only is it informative, but it's also fun and it's interactive. And you want to take the test yourself just to get over there and check it out because it's so cool. I mean, Lori's business is to help her clients deal with clutter in their lives. And most people do have some sort of clutter. It could be a disorganized basement or, just having too much stuff, but it could be other things too. Maybe their calendar is a mess, So this quiz perfectly sums up the type of clutter that you have and the different ways that she can help you to organize your life. Very, very cool. So those are lead magnets, but what about the funnel part? So, you can understand how lead magnets can grow your email list. They prove that you're an expert in your field and they give potential customers that small win that they need. But how does that equate business? How do you make money from that? Well, the first is obvious, if a potential client reads your offering and they get onto your email list, then this is where the fun comes in. This is where these people who opt into your list convert into paying customers. It's through your nurture sequence. So a nurture sequence is a series of emails that goes out to your subscribers after they sign up for your core lead magnet. So the goal of the nurture sequence is to give your audience that time that they need to warm up and to get to know you and like you and trust you more. It really extends the value of the freebie that you gave them initially, and it gives you time to dive in a bit deeper into the challenge that motivated your ideal customer avatar to sign up for that freebie in the first place. And since most people won't be ready to buy as soon as they learn about your product or your service, the nurture sequence gives them that warming up period that they need to become a paying customer. And with each nurturing email that you send out, you're creating an experience with your potential client. And you want them to see exactly where they can go, what can happen, what can be if they decide to work with you. So what did we learn today? Well, let's review a little bit. So remember, you do not own your social media following. You don't. So building an email list is the best way to keep in touch with current clients, but also potential clients through growing your email list. And one of the best ways to do that is by creating lead magnets that will organically funnel people in to your email list, people that you know will become raving fans. And lead magnets are simply free pieces of content that will give your customers a quick win. They're super valuable, but they are free. And it builds trust with you as you can show that you are an expert in your field, and you can really prove that through your lead magnet content. You'll want to check out other people's lead magnets. I'll drop some of the links in the notes below so that you can learn how to create your own. And of course, you want to make sure that your lead magnet drives people into your funnel so that they have that time to get to know you, to like you and trust you more. And that way you can really nurture them to becoming a client, a paying client. So are you convinced that you should be creating some core lead magnets of your own? Well, I hope so. I hope that you feel inspired. And I can help. I do have a download. It's my How to Identify Your Core Lead Magnet workbook. And it really walks you through all of the questions that you should ask yourself to identify the best core lead magnet for your ideal customer avatar. And of course, if you don't have time to create your lead magnets, then you could definitely reach out, and I'd love to help with that as well. So you can grab the lead magnet workbook at jennielyon.com/lead magnet questions. And if you're curious about checking out some more of those lead magnets to see how they work, remember you can find a ton of them on my website at jennielyon.com/freebies. There are a bunch of them and they are all free to download. Well, I hope you found this information helpful and it inspires you to take the next step to creating a lead magnet to fill your email list with a raving audience. I'll see you next time.